Hello everybody. Okay, I ain't happy right now. I just cracked. Open up my screen. I have one of those Z Fold 3 phones. Open it up and the inside just cracked. And now one half of the screen doesn't work. So I have to have you balancing on the front of the phone. Because my iPhone has still been hijacked by Apple and I have like 80 gigs of pictures. Like they keep making me buy a bigger phone because they keep loading decades of stuff. I take off. Sorry, I get the. I take off my phone. But anyway, there's a rant I'm gonna do in my next video when I do an update video. But I'm not happy right now because I wanted to do this and now I can't. The screen is like much smaller for me to even see what I'm doing. So, and the glasses, just this light, just like glares off the glasses. So I got hair in my mouth. I have 5 dogs running around here. Well, mom and dad and 3 babies, and I'm pretty sure I have hair in my mouth. But anyway, sorry, I'm swinging around here. Sit still, right? I'm doing the weight loss video. I'm doing that first because I need to do this one first. So, I wore this outfit so you can see what happens when you lose as much weight as I did. This here, you'll see, is not, and here, it's not fat, it's skin. There's more back here. There's more here, and there's here, and here. Watch. I'll lift it up, and, I aged 10 years losing weight, so I want you to be prepared, okay? If you're as big, I was 300 pounds. If you're as big as I was, then, be prepared. You're going to have lots of skin. I'm in Ontario, and our government will pay for your stomach to be removed and your breast to be reduced, but they won't pay for anything else. And the problem's not reducing your breasts, the problem's lifting them up so your back isn't breaking. But anyway, that's a whole other argument. Sorry, I have had the flu all week. I gotta do these things, I gotta get stuff done. This channel is gonna be like a whole bunch of things, so, but because weight loss is, here's the thing, I just lose weight doing stuff. So, and I'll talk about it throughout my videos too, but I will do a check-in with things. But here, I want to lose 30 pounds with you guys, and I already lost 15 pounds, roughly 15. I fluctuate. When I did the other video, I was 184, and I wanted to get back down to, wanted to lose 30 pounds, right? Roughly. What happened was I originally lost 145 pounds. If you didn't watch the other videos, so I'll explain a little bit. I lost 145 pounds, and then I lost it very quickly in 10 months' time. So many people said to me I was on drugs, and what's wrong with you, and blah 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 blah. So I heard it all. So sorry if I squint because I can't see the screen, and it's like I put on glasses and you can't see me at all. So it's a bit like a glare. But anyway, so I'll try to sit still. They people were like, "You look like you're on drugs." So I didn't. I was self-conscious about that. I looked old as it was, so I was like really surprised at how much older. Like my mom, my aunts are beautiful women. They're gorgeous. All the women in my family are beautiful women. They all very young. My grandmother looked like Betty White. She lived till 89, and she too. They're all gorgeous women. So, so when you lose that much weight, and then I have a couple members in my family who are big, and I can see why they don't want to lose the weight because this is what's going to happen, and they know it. But it's about your health too, right? So I'm not an expert at weight loss. Well, actually, I am an expert at weight loss. I'm not an expert at. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a doctor. I'm not trained in anything except dieting. Tell you the honest God's truth, I got firsthand experience in dieting since I was probably 12 years old. I think was the first time I was on a diet. My mom, how I know I was 12 is because I was working for my grandmother at the time. And that's when I started with her. So, my mom was on the Atkins diet, so I went on the Atkins diet with her. So I was always self-conscious. She was like, yes, let's do it. So we went on that together, and all it did was put more weight on us. We realized afterwards. So, um, um, but like, yeah, it's the same thing as keto. First of all, don't do keto. Okay, it's this dangerous diet, just like Atkins was. we heard so many bad stories. That's why we didn't do it no more. I keep saying I'm gonna stop swinging around, and I can't. I have ADHD really bad, so bear with me. But anyway, um, so I'm not an expert. I don't know. Well, I do know, but I'm not trained. Myself have researched so much about food and diets. Like back in when did I buy my house? I was 24 years old. Okay, so do the math. I think in 92. Okay, so um, somewhere around 92, I was going to health food seminars about um, basically how to heal your body, how to cleanse your body, how to take care of your body with foods and not with medications or other pollutants that they put in foods. And then the other problem is I've had health problems since, like physical, not health, like make me, oh, I got asthma, that's about it. But not internal, like I have bone and muscle problems, nerve problems, um, since I was born. They told me I was born with arthritis in all the joints in my legs. Well, turns out it wasn't arthritis. They're still trying to figure out what. Well, they are figured out now, but to this last year, I'm 54 years old. I'm almost 55. They just figured out last year what was wrong with me from an MRI. Um, but I also had to have a hip replacement. So I lost the 15 pounds that I was supposed to lose with you guys while I just had my hip replacement. I told you about it in my other video that I had to have it done. And I was on an emergency list. So I got in, they pushed me in for emergency. Um, I've done a whole bunch of videos. And I keep getting interrupted. I think, this might be a good day because my dogs are finally worn out from fighting with each other. They've been fighting over bones all morning. And I may get, sorry, something in my lip. It feels like I bit my lip. Um, maybe it's a hair. No, it feels like I bit my lip. But my aunt just went to the hospital, so if she calls, I gotta stop the video. But hopefully she doesn't interrupt on the video. They're checking her out right now. She's like my favorite person in the world. But anyway, so, um, yeah, I'm not an expert, but I've been dieting my whole life, and I can tell you what happens when you diet and you don't do it properly. There's a 40-pound plateau you hit, and you can look up what it means and how it is, because it's too much detail for me to explain to you, but your body hits a plateau at 40 pounds. It's very, 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 very hard to get past that plateau, and most people get to women. Men, it's easier to lose weight. When men dedicate to lose weight, it's actually much easier for them. But women have a hard time. Men have a plateau, but it's higher. Women have this 40-pound plateau. Now, the only way I've found to get past that, and I've lost weight a couple times, a lot of weight a couple times in my life, but this was the most, was to fast. And you basically have to fast for about 3 days. And I'll go into that in another video because I don't want you doing that yet. So I want you to lose the 40 pounds first, and then we'll get to that. But then when we hit the plateau part, I don't need to lose that much, but I'm gonna keep going along with you guys, while you do, and I meant to do that before I post this video. I'm gonna do that right after I do this video. I'm gonna set up a separate email address for YouTube. Well, for all my channels, because just it's not gonna be like notifications. All it's just gonna be for you guys to ask me questions. So if you start spamming me, I'll block you from YouTube, everything. So don't spam me with crap. I'm not registering or signing up for anything. I'm giving you my my email address to ask me questions, and I'm more gearing this towards people who have questions about weight loss and menopause, because me and all my friends are going through menopause right now, and I happen to start early. I hit puberty very early, so I was like 9 years old. So I was in full-blown menopause by the time I was 50. But, so I've got a few years on it, so I know what I've gone through, and I know what they're telling me, and a lot of depression is going along with it. Everybody seems to be depressed, so that's a big issue. So mental health issues is it's like personal to me, right? I don't want to see any of my friends hurt. and I've heard of things, horror stories, and I don't want to see anybody like that. So you need to understand you're not alone in this. We're all in this together, and we're all help each other. I may start a group on Facebook to help each other with weight loss and menopause. If you're if you're a subscriber and and you're with this weight loss group, I'm making a planner. I will have it for sale on Etsy, but if you're following with me and you email me, I will give you the planner. Please don't share it because it is for sale on Etsy, and I will have it copywritten before I release it, so don't be sharing it. So anyway, because I've seen many planners that are, I brought my thing out actually, I wanted to show you guys. But first I'll talk about weight loss. I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to food in a minute. But I want to talk about dieting and what happens, and you have to get past that plateau. Here's what happens every time I get to the 40 pounds. I get discouraged. I gain back 60. You gain back the 40 plus half your weight that you lost. It doesn't matter what weight you lost, you will gain. Say you lost 80 pounds, you're going to gain back 120 pounds. That's generally on average 50% of the weight you lost. You're going to gain back that plus 50% of what you lost. So you need to change your lifestyle. If you're going to do this and be serious about losing weight, you need to change your mindset, okay? And you have to consume less than you move. Don't pay for all these things. Don't pay for. I'm sorry, the girl on Facebook, her group, her pay for her to dance. You can if you want to, but I don't. You don't have to. And first of all, don't be waiting for that. You need to be doing this all day long. You need to get up. You need to set yourself timers. You need to move. Okay, you have to be moving all the time. If you can't move, I haven't sit still once since I was in this video. If you can't move your legs, you can move your upper body, then do it, you know. If you have incapacity, I've had a couple of messages like people who seriously can't move. I don't know what the situation is, whether you're incapacitated or just from the weight you can't move. Because that's what happened to me. From the weight, I couldn't move. And my kids were going to into the stores for me and whatnot. So I had every time after my son was born, especially, I was like, my kids are like out of the house now, but I don't know what that was. But I just didn't make sure no battery warning. This phone's terrible. But anyway, I just paid a lot of money for this phone. Canon. I bought it brand new. Wasn't even released yet. My order had gotten canceled 4 times. So I went and bought an iPhone. So, because that's what I was used to, but I was trying something different. So I bought this phone not even a year and a half ago. I paid $2,500 for this phone right from Samsung. Canadian, with shipping, tax, and everything, came to $2,500 it cost me. The thing's junk. It's not, the battery lasted like an hour and a half. I just opened it and it cracked. The screen just cracked right in half and the other half don't work. Now, so like, I'm sorry, but I don't know, like, something comes up on this phone, I might have to stop recording and maybe do a part 2, and then somehow get it over to my iPhone, because I can't even stitch videos together on this thing. I'm really disappointed. But and I bought it directly, so I'd save $600 from not putting it on a plan. But anyway, that's what happens, eh? So, live and learn. I tried to switch. Apple's pissing me off though too, because they've hijacked my stuff. I can't get it off my phone without paying for much larger space on iCloud. I'm not doing that. so anyway, it's my stuff. Why should I have to pay to get my pictures off my phone? I paid enough money for these phones over the years. So I'm really in like a rant over the phones right now, and I have been for a while now actually. I prefer to go back to the way it was. Take a picture of the camera, so then for developing, can't even find them anymore. But anyway, there's my rant. So I rant a lot. Don't worry, follow me along. I was always yelling about somebody, but that's another thing. I know a lot of stuff, so watch along, follow along. You'll see. But today is weight loss. I'm actually doing a makeup tip right after here. I got the stuff right here. I don't really do, like, I'm not a makeup guru, but I have a tip everybody can use. So watch the other video. That's what I'm gonna show you this tip. Watch all the makeup gurus steal this from me. I guarantee it. Anyway, but so here's what happens. Okay, you get to the point where you lose 40, you gain 60, you lose 40, you gain 60. You get to a point where you can't take it no more. You can't move, you can't lift your body up. And you're like, first thing to do if you have kids, stop asking them to get you stuff. Number one, okay? If my son loved to make me tea in the morning, um, because he made good tea, so he just liked to make his mom happy. My kids are mommy's boys, right? Big time mommy's boys. So he did. He liked making me tea all the time. So instead of when I started on this journey, okay, I had enough. And I'll talk about that in a minute. It was my 50th. I turned 50, and I'll tell you, and it also has to do with how I started to be able to move. But you get to the point where this might be a little bit long video. If you don't mind watching along, I'll get to the point. So, but I am long-winded. But I'm trying to basically explain that's what I wanted to do, just the weight loss, and explain the journey, explain the story, how you have to get. You need to get your mindset around it. First of all, changing your life, but you also have to want to be healthy, also, and understand that. But so I'll get to all that. But anyway, so I'm gonna first go through how you get to that point, you know. And a lot of people think it's laziness and stuff, and it's really not. Like, my problem was I had pain everywhere. I have pain from, nobody could understand the level of pain I go through and still walking around, because I have pinched nerve. I have to have spine surgery. I have an S curve that's at the bottom of my spine. I have an S curve at the top of my spine. I just had a hip replacement, and then the extra vertebrae in my spine is pinching all the nerves in my legs. It's running up and down. I have cramps in my legs all the time. I can't sleep. I'm up all night screaming. I have to jump in my bathtub sometimes three times a day to stop the pain, because I don't use pills. Advil maybe, but Advil don't work for nerve pain. Works for other pain that I got, but not nerve pain. So I've had to, like, luckily I have strong arms. I've been lifting this body up my whole life, so I've made, because of my legs, I've made it like I can lift myself up no problem. But so I can get in and out of a tub. I would get in a tub every day because of the pain. So and I discovered that when I was a kid, that it helped with the pain, so I've just always done it. I always had a heating pad around or something because the heat helped. But my upper spine, the funny thing is, my upper spine can't get hot, and so I have a spot in my spine where the spine, I have an S curve in there, and if it gets hot, everything goes haywire in my body. So I live with quite a few different issues, but most of it's nerve pain and just pain in general, like serious pain. I'm not kidding you, giving birth was easy. 2 kids, they were easy compared to what the other stuff I live with. So, and anybody who tells you childbirth is the worst pain is wrong. It's not, no. Try my hip. There's a story about my hip. I found out, I didn't know any of this until then. I didn't even be able to tell you guys, really. I'll probably put that in my update video too. When the doctor called me in, it's one of the worst hips he's ever seen. So they didn't tell me my hip had been dislocated for over a year. Well, I know it. They did the X-ray the year before, in November, and that was a year before, and they said it was dislocated then. So I know when it got dislocated, and it was the summer before. So I think July it got dislocated. So the end of July, it was almost August. So say the month of August. It is when it happened, the beginning, the whole month, right? So because I'm pretty sure it happened when I got to Montreal in July. Anyway, so I'm still running around all over the place in my little van with this hip dislocated, and the pain just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So then finally around March, a friend of mine handed me a cane and said, "You gotta start using this. You're gonna be in big trouble." So, and by then I still didn't know what was wrong yet. I just knew I needed a hip replacement, but I needed a hip replacement 4 years before this. So, never got done. And COVID happened. The doctor retired and nobody told me. So, then COVID happened. So, when the doctor actually, they didn't even show me until like just before the surgery what it looked like. But all he told me was it was really bad and my hip had been dislocated for the last year. So when I seen the x-rays, your leg's supposed to be like this, and this part like goes into your hip joint, kind of like this. I think it is. It's not quite straight. It's on an angle, and then that your hip socket goes around that. Well, there was no hip socket left, and this part was all rolled up like this and mashing against the pelvic bone. So it was. And then when they did the surgery, there was no hip socket to put the hip into, so they had to screw it in. And the physiotherapist, and I've never heard of them putting screws in a hip replacement. I said they had to. There's nothing there to hold on to it. So then the x-rays, oh my goodness. But that's what a long story that is. But anyway, I went through hell with that. It was extremely painful. So if I can still lose weight in that condition, you can too. Trust me, I was in serious pain, and I was still losing weight. But you have to get up. It's gonna be hard, but you have to get up. And the best way, the easiest way to do it, and I changed my whole life. I don't even watch TV. Is music. You turn on the music. I went and bought a pair of Beats headphones, then a pair of, I need water. Do I have my water here? I'm sorry. A pair of Beats, no. A pair of Beats headphones, and a pair of the iPhone. Yeah, I do have water right behind me. And a pair of the iPhone headphones. Sorry, I need to take a drink. I've had the flu, and talking really dries me out. This place really dries me out too. But anyway, so I bought headphones, and music was what helped me go. And I spent. Everybody said, "Are you crazy spending that much money on headphones?" I'm like, well, you spend thousands of dollars on a TV, and try watching TV standing up. You can't. I mean, you're just not going to. Even I've like stood in McDonald's, and they'll have like the news on while you're waiting. I can't stand there and watch it. I gotta lean against something and watch it. Like, you just sink right in when you're watching TV and paying attention. You can't stand. And like, there's only two people I know who can stand and watch TV. It's my grandmother and my aunt. And that's because they loved ironing. But they'd iron while they were watching TV. That was the only way I ever seen anybody stand and watch TV. You just, unless you're doing something, you have to be standing. So dance. Then, I mean, if you can, but then you need music, right? So you have to keep moving, unless you want to keep walking in a spot. But you need to move. You can't sit still all day long. You have to move, and you have to move more than you consume. Now, a lot of it's genetics. A lot of us who are overweight is genetic in our family. And so we have to be mindful of it, that everything's going to make us gain weight. And you have to exercise also. Now, that was a big thing with me because I couldn't work out. Physically, I couldn't do it. It would dislocate something if I did. There's some things I can't do because of my back. Like, I went to a gym one day, and I didn't know about those arm things, and I let go, and the thing flung me back, and oh my god, I thought it dislocated something. It hurt so bad. But like, I don't even know what I'm doing there. So I have to learn things, but I learned, look at all this skin I got. This wouldn't be, I lost weight really quick, and I'm going to talk about that too, but I wouldn't have all this skin if I exercised. So, like, seriously worked out. So that's my next step. As soon as I have an appointment on the 17th with my doctor. If he gives me the okay, then I'm going to the gym. Because my physiotherapist told me to go to a physiotherapy clinic, and don't be messing around in gyms right now. So, I might hurt something. I just had a hip replacement, right? It's still healing, so I have to find out what I can do. But somebody told me some back exercises to do, some stretching. They weren't ones that wouldn't interfere with my hip, or I wasn't allowed to bend or turn. Like, I'm not allowed to bend below my knees. I'm not allowed to be more than a 90-degree angle. So you'll see me lean back a lot because I'm not healed, right? But I'm not. What else? I can't twist and turn. I have to keep my legs straight and like lined up. My leg has to be straight with my hip aligned properly. I can't cross my legs. That's hard to do. You're not allowed to cross your legs. You don't want comfortable. I sit comfortable with my legs crossed, my feet crossed together. But what else there's a few restrictions you're not allowed to do. I got little baby puppies running around here, and I'm by myself, so they went out the window, and I'm taking longer to heal. So, and I don't stop moving, and like I'm not supposed to be doing all this. I'm walking. I'm allowed to do, but that's it. And I pretty much unpacked this whole place. This place was 3 storage units got dumped into here when I moved in here, and then I went for surgery. So I got up and started unpacking, started doing stuff, and just focus on your environment, your home and stuff. Do things. Get up and do things. Organize stuff. I can help you with organizing too because I'm doing a planner for organizing. I'll be doing videos along with it. So I do a lot of organizing. I was gonna start a business. That's originally what I wanted to do, but because of my health just got so bad, not my health, my body got so bad from the pain I was in and the hip. I couldn't do anything like that. My van is what actually saved me and encouraged me gave me the motivation to do this to begin with. There was no way I could do van life or get in and out of that van that big. So I started. I was like, there's no way. I've got to lose the weight. So I did. But also I turned 50 that year, and I was like, this is terrible. I seen a picture of myself the next day. It's the one I have up with my other video. This hair's itching my nose. Sorry. But I seen a picture. It's the only picture I have actually of me that big. I never let anybody take pictures of me, so I used that one, and then that other one is the only picture I have with a full body right after I lost 145 pounds. So I wanted the comparison. So I do look sick in that video. Like I looked. I was like, oh my god, my face is sunken in there, but I used it anyway because I was 145 pounds lighter then. So, what happened was I looked sick, so I put on 20 pounds. Like I said, everybody's like, are you on drugs or whatever? So I was like, no, I got sick of being asked that, so I put on 20 pounds, and it did help. So look a little healthier. And then I put on 10 more pounds. Was it 10 more pounds? No. I put on 20 more pounds, so this is 40 more pounds I put back on. Just eating, I don't know what I put on. Eat chocolate. I know when I moved and the hot chocolate and everything and being stuck in that tiny little condo I was in, the place was only 9 feet wide and about, I think 25 feet long. That was it. There was nowhere to go. So, anyway, and I was, like, it was just a pain. It couldn't, where I lived, I couldn't really walk around that area. So it's like infested with homeless people everywhere. I was in like this condo. It's weird. It was like a condo I was renting. People in there, like there's Maseratis and stuff in the garage downstairs, but homeless people everywhere outside. So you really can't go walking around out there, right? But I just sit and watch stuff going off my balcony. Some of it would just make me cry. Tell you the truth. But unreal what I'd see down there. The mental health I'd see. That's what really got me into mental health as well. Issues was what I seen there. They just throw these people out in the streets, and they have serious issues. So to me, but I like mental health even begins with us right now. I know my demographic is roughly women in North America who are around my age. So that's what YouTube tells me who's watching me. So most of you are women. There's probably the odd guy want to know what I'm doing in a van in Canada, but anyway, mostly it's gonna be women watching me anyway. So because I'm gonna be crafting, making journals and stuff like that, and men really don't have any interest in what I'm doing. They just want to know how to survive. And it's pretty much, don't overthink what a man tells you because usually it's the truth. They don't. And like I used to say to people, you know what? Because most of my friends are guys. Men tell you something, and then women are like, well, what did he mean? He meant this, this, and this, and this, and this. No, he meant what he said because men don't overthink things. They go into a store, they need 3 items, they come out with 3 items. Women go into the store, come out with $300 worth of stuff, and then even get the 3 items they went in for. So I mean, like, what does that tell you, right? Men don't overthink things. They go do what they need to do, and they'll tell you like it is. most of the time. Well, some men are do hide things. I'll tell you, I'm not gonna cover up for them, but either. But so do women when it comes to especially money. But um, we'll talk. I'll be honest. I don't hold nothing back. But um, I don't have to. I've lived enough long enough to not have to impress anybody. So if anything, I can just help you. But what I've experienced so far in life, I'm writing a book. So wait till you see my life. My life's been crazy. I need another drink. I'm sorry, but I told you I get off on a tangent. So anyway, you all know, if you're here, you already know about yo-yo dieting and weight gain and how you lose and you gain more. If you don't understand why, it's because your body starves itself. You if it thinks you're gonna starve it, and then when it gets food, it's gonna be like, oh my god, I need to hold on to this because it's gonna starve me again. So that's what happens. But when you need to lose that much weight, now that's if you need to lose 20, 30 pounds, okay? You need to do it right. So, but if you need to lose a lot of weight, which is probably why you're watching me, um, if you only need to lose 20, 30 pounds, I can help you with that too, because that's all I need to lose. But I'm just going to stop the chocolate, lay off the, actually, I ate it. I had a brownie here, I ate it. But I eat brownies every day just about. But I love my chocolate. And I've been on this ice cream kick too lately. But I'm still losing weight. So don't tell me that you can't eat what you want and lose weight. You just don't live off of it, first of all. And don't deprive yourself, but don't go crazy over it. And you don't need the whole thing all the time, right? So one bite of a couple things, like here's my snack. This thing sits by my desk. What is it? I got this at Costco. It's that party mix, pub mix or something. Like I've been eating this for probably a month. Like, and I pick at this stuff all day long. I love this stuff actually, but if I want something salty, I grab that. But I often want chocolate. But I'll eat probably maybe at the most a handful of that a day. I don't eat a lot of it. Now, I don't eat a lot of carbs to begin with, because one reason it's not because of keto or Atkins diet. It's because it makes me heavy, and a lot of people can't eat gluten, can't digest gluten properly. So and get off this gluten kick too. A lot of people, because you do need gluten if you can have it. So everybody's like gluten free, gluten free. Well, if you can only do that diet if you can't digest gluten, because your body needs gluten too. So don't cut carbs out, but be mindful of the fact that they make you heavy. Okay, so eat good carbs. And they weigh you down, and that's not what you want. You don't want to be down. You want to be active. And then that's another thing. Everybody's like, how do I get energy? You know what? However you can. I don't care how you do it, and I don't care. I drink energy drinks. I got one over there. I don't drink the whole can. I drink probably about a quarter. I'm losing my voice again. Had the flu for a week, I haven't been talking much. So now I'm like, can't even keep my voice. But I'll probably drink about a quarter to a third, maybe a day. And unless I really want to get stuff done, then I'll drink a can. Like if I was tackling this room, I did drink a can a day. So anyway, I do drink energy drinks if I need energy. But how I started all this was losing weight, because it was difficult. I was in so much pain. And that's the thing, you need to get up, right? So I was on my way, and that was also my breaking point. The same weekend was my 50th birthday party. I seen that picture the next day, and I was like, oh my god. And then they posted on Facebook, so I was like so embarrassed when I seen myself. I was like, oh my god, I look terrible. I slouched. I wasn't even taking care of myself. So I was just like, oh, you just lose your self confidence, right? You don't want to see anybody. So on the way there, we have Tim Hortons. Well, you guys got him in the States now too. Tim Hortons everywhere here in Canada. That's where it started. So I think, and when you're big, you gotta pee all the time too, right? Is all that weight sit on your bladder? So I think I stopped 3 times on the way to my mother's place where they're having my party. Um, and the stalls were like this. I couldn't lean over to wipe myself and get comfortable. Couldn't even get toilet paper out because it was like right up against my arm. There was no room. Their stalls are small. They need to get a couple of them in that little area. And I just couldn't fit them properly. And it was really upsetting me that I couldn't clean myself properly and move properly in the stalls. So I was like, okay, enough's enough. I have to lose the weight. When I can't go to the washroom in a public washroom, then I know I'm too large. So I got to do something about it. So I I got to the party and I just didn't feel good. I ended up getting drunk, to tell you the truth, because I was depressed. And I never drink actually. I only drink on my birthday. But I ended up getting drunk and like, I was just like, oh my, I danced a little bit, but it just didn't feel right. So I was just feeling down about myself. Plus, I was turning 50. So it all hit me and plus, I just found out that I had a stroke because of my son. We were going to the grocery store, and when we came out, there was like a torrential downpour, and this parking lot fills up very quickly. Like, I mean, past your door where I was parked would go past my door really quickly, the water. So we had to get in and get out quickly. So he ran. He was being a joker. Ran and slammed the hood door on himself, like going to lock himself in. Didn't realize I was about to put groceries in. Hit me in the top of my head. So I swore, like, I had a concussion, but I swore I had problems with my head all summer. 3 times I went to the hospital to have my head checked, and they said there's nothing wrong. It was buzzing and everything. It was driving me crazy. So they said no. So they finally did a CAT scan, and she goes, "You had a stroke," but it was a long time ago. It was an old stroke, right? So, like, and then, like, so everything just started hitting me. When I found that out, my kid's father was with me. He started crying. But he was like, "What do you mean? You're gonna die?" And he freaked out. But she was like, "Calm down. It's old." But he knows as well as I do. Once you have one, you can be susceptible to them. So from then on, I'm like, all right, life has to change. No more. I actually broke up with him a year later. I was like, was it even a year? Yeah, it was a year later. That next summer, he was gone. But just everything in my life changed because I was living like this anymore. So when we on the way to my birthday party, Canada just started legalizing. This is like how long? This is forever taking this video, but I wanted to go through everything with you guys and tell the story and whatnot. So hopefully it resonates with some of you and you guys, give you guys some encouragement too. But anyway, I went through. Canada just legalized marijuana, so he smoked marijuana he has ADHD really bad, way worse than me. My kids are like, they're bounce off walls. My kids got it really bad because both their parents have it. But I didn't know I had it till my kids left home. To tell you the truth, I didn't know it till I had to start being like taking care of myself and learning about myself. Nobody was around. I didn't realize I had ADHD until then. So, and girls weren't ever diagnosed with it when I was growing up. So anyway, it was always a boy thing. But, so anyway, he smoked marijuana. So he was like, "Oh great, we're gonna stop here and try this," because we had a lot of reservations around us. So they were all starting to pop up shops. Well, this one, as we were passing, had a new shop, so he wanted to try it. So I said, all right, let's go try it. So I'm in there with them, and I'm reading all the signs. I'm like, where'd all these stuff come from? When I smoked when I was younger, it was like, you buy a bag of weed and you got Sensi or Hydro. Like, that was it. They were looked completely different, right? Now there's all these, like, thousands of names for them all. And I'm like, well, how do you know what's what and whatnot? So I'm reading and I'm like, this stuff really does all this stuff. I had no idea. I know it did help me when I was younger with pain, but when I had kids, I didn't do none of that stuff. I didn't want to be that mom that kids went. My mom does that in school when they're teaching them about drugs and stuff, right? So I just didn't want that happening. So, and I wanted to be, and I knew I couldn't feed my kids if I did drugs or smoked like anything. I even quit cigarettes, but because I knew that was going to be difficult, but to pay for. So. Not only for my help, it was like more so money. My concern was always money, right? Did I have enough to raise my kids? so it's financially even. But yeah, no, I wasn't smoking weed while I was raising kids. There was no way. I just had that in my head, so I was gonna be that mom. But anyway, now it's like accepted everywhere, but because it's legal, it wasn't legal when my kids were growing up. So anyway, back to my story. I was like thrown away by all this. How well I did hear about the CBDs, the higher content, the Charlotte's Web weed. If you know anything about it and you're American, you probably do know all about talking about the little girl. They called it Charlotte's Web. The little girl had severe seizures. There's a company in California who developed marijuana for her, and they called it Charlotte's Web. And so I do know a lot about CBDs and stuff because I've investigated to see if it would help me. And back then I heard about it when they developed it. So I've been following all the way along to see, and now it's legal here, so it's easily accessible. Mind you, it doesn't work for me. I don't know, nothing worked. I have a whole bunch. I bought the pill form as I wanted to ingest, see if it would work. I thought ingesting it might work best, because they have oils and everything, creams, you name it, but it didn't even help at all. They were like very expensive too, but they didn't help me at all. But nothing helps me really for pain because it's nerve pain. So they finally got me on a pill that helps Lyrica that is for nerve pain. But it's not a good medication. I don't like being on it, but because it's apparently originally for antidepressants, so it's probably why I don't care about anything anymore. But but anyway, no, they just had me on that for the last. When did I start that? Was this last 2022? I think it was in this just before the summer, because I remember it being hot out and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get up. I mean, I wanted to go outside. It was so beautiful out, and all I could see was these beautiful sunrises, these beautiful sunsets from the condo because I had a great view. Well, not of the city, but of the sky. I did, but yeah, I'd see beautiful sunsets and sunrises. So I was like, oh, I want to go out in the weather and enjoy this weather, but I couldn't even lift my head up. So for first 3 days I was on it, but they had me on the lowest dose. But then they worked me my way up, and now you build up a tolerance to this stuff. So, but now and the pain was so bad. The nerves have kind of settled in a little bit since this hip surgery, but I still get on this side really bad pain and still shooting pains through my legs, but it's not constant like it was. The pressure on the leg was so bad that the Lyrica wasn't even working. On my tailbone was so bad, Lyrica wasn't even helping. But it is now. It does. But if I miss it, like I completely forgot to take my medication yesterday morning, and by about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I was like, oh my god, why can't I walk? I couldn't even walk, and I was having shooting pains, and then so when I went to go to bed, I looked and my medication in bed I keep differently, because I take all these vitamins in the morning, so they're in another case. Take a handful of vitamins, and they're all in something else. So I take and one day I'll go through what I take because those if you have arthritis, some of what I take can help you too. But yeah, I noticed today's slot thing was still on top. So I was like, wait a minute, I didn't even take my medication. No wonder I'm in pain today. And then, so I was like, all right, well, at least I'll get to sleep and I'll go to bed soon. So, because I was in pain. So I got medication. I could feel the medication was finally in the Advil too, because I take Advil sometimes. Most days I have to take Advil. Almost every day I have to take Advil. So I took the Advil and the Lyrica. They settled in, and then it started okay. But then, oh my goodness, I woke up because I didn't take that dose yesterday morning. I woke up. I normally wake up at 2:30, and I go to bed really early. I get up around 2:30, between 2:30 and 4. I got up. When did I don't even remember. I got up at 2:30, and then I was just so exhausted. I was like, I'm going back to sleep. I got up a couple hours later. I don't even remember what time. I think it was about 5:30. Just freaking in pain. My whole leg was in a cramp right up to my toes, and it's so bad that your toes, like, I don't know, they like cramp right up and curl up on you. You can't even straighten them. So, but it goes right up your side of your leg, and that's part of the problem I have constantly from the nerve pain, from the pinched nerve. It goes through both my legs. I get these cramps that are so bad they'll go right through my whole leg and cramp everything up, right to the toes. It happens often. It used to happen when we were quite a bit when I was a kid. Since I lost weight, it's happened even more. Don't let that discourage you though, because that is something to do medical condition I have. And the only reason I'm telling you about all this is because I have these medical conditions and I can still do it. So can you. But you just have to figure out what your body is capable of, and push it. Keep pushing it. You're gonna go to bed at night in pain from moving around so much all day long, but you'll get used to it, and you'll actually enjoy it. When you turn off the TV and you turn on music, it's gonna make you happier. Number one, I'm telling you right off the bat, you cannot be miserable and depressed when you're listening to music that gets you dancing. And so I want you to put on your playlist. You go to a wedding or a party or whatever, and there's songs that they play that make you get up and go, then that's what you put on your playlist. I like it 1990s R&B. So I listen to a Detroit radio station that plays all 90s R&B. So it's hip hop. It's 90s and R&B and hip hop station from the 90s. All the they were all most of the charts from back then. But anyway, what I do is I take my phone and I Shazam it. I got Shazam app. If you don't know what Shazam is, it just tells you what the song is it's playing, right? So it'll give you like little video, play a part of the video from the song, or doesn't have a video, an album cover, whatever. It'll give you a picture, and then down at the bottom it'll tell you. But I screenshot it anyway, and then save it. So then I go download it later on, and so I make my playlist, right? So, and I have like hundreds of songs saved on my computer from back then, and I just go, and I had a big, huge CD collection. I just finished copying them all onto my hard drive because I didn't want them getting wrecked, and I bought all this music, and you can't really, if I blasted my stereo, oh my god, I'd blow up the neighborhood here. Everybody's play these little portable speakers now. I got an old system that like literally rocked the neighborhood with big JBL speakers and Kenwoods. It's a Nico system. So it's a very expensive system back in the 90s. Very loud, but I like music loud, and that's what back in the 90s. That's what I did. I danced. That's how I stayed thin. I danced all the time. I loved it. But actually, I was a rocker, but I also liked the R&B, so I danced a lot. I worked at a rock club, is basically, so the bands in and out of there, they're all my friends, right? They were rockers, so most of the bands that were in and out of there were friends of mine. So I listen to rock, but I also, especially when I clean the house and stuff like that, I'd turn on the dance music. I like both. And me and my sister, we'd go to, it was actually a male strip club we'd go to, and they'd play all that music. We'd go in after the dancers were done at 11 o'clock, because there was no men allowed in there. So we'd be able to go in and dance. And we'd dance because they'd open up the dance floor to women afterwards, right? And we would go in and just dance all night, and because all our friends were rockers, nobody else was interested. So, and we could go in and dance and not be bothered by anybody else. So, and especially my sister, she's a beautiful girl. So we couldn't go anywhere without her being bothered. So that's one of the reasons we went there. Yeah, we danced back then a lot. So, that's what I did. I turned the music on. But this stuff, I tried. Oh, back to my story. I got sidetracked. When we went to the res, when I seen all these different kinds, I was like, I'm gonna try some of this stuff. So I did, and it helped. Oh, it was like this stuff. I haven't slept in ages before this, right? So this stuff, hair's like tickling my face and making me itchy. Sorry, I know it shouldn't be like touching your face and everything on camera, but I have hair that flies everywhere. But anyway, so I hadn't slept in forever. I have to, even still though, I have still back problems. I have to pull myself to turn at night because I can't roll. My spine is it's messed up, and so when I want to roll over, I wake up and have to pull myself. Try doing that when you're 300 pounds, right? And it hurts so bad. So the heavier you get, the worse it gets. So anyway, I could not sleep. So then the pain would keep me up, and the shooting pains would keep me up, and the cramps, and it was so bad. So the first time I tried it, I was scared really actually because I hadn't smoked in it had been over 20 years. I don't remember. Yeah, it was over 20. It was when they legal over 20 years. So anyway, I remember when they legalized it. But anyway, so I was kind of scared to smoke it again. I was like, am I gonna get like messed up? And I don't know. I didn't want to smoke it. So anyway, I was really scared. So I just took one Tokawi and went to sleep. And I was like, oh my goodness, I slept like a rock. So the next night, I smoked a little more of it, and the whole thing lasted me a week actually. but I smoked a little more of it, and so I wanted to see how it would make me feel, right? Because the night before, I just wanted to sleep. I didn't want to know how it felt. I wanted to kick in while I was sleeping. So the next night, I wanted to know how it felt. So I knew it would kick if I did a little more. It would kick in really quick. So I did. And I was like, well, it's not so bad, but I don't like this feeling. So, because it was indica I was smoking, and that's what it was to make you sleep and help you with pain, right? So, so I did. I did it for a while, and I was sleeping. So when I got up in the morning, I was a little groggy still, but once I get going, I was okay. So I started eating better breakfasts, and that's I brought this out to show you a thing I made. I started eating better breakfasts and give me some more energy when I got up because I was a little groggy. Then I discovered sativa. So I went to the res here by our place. This was just after it was legalized. They opened up because they wouldn't open up shops. Well, not here where I am, where I was at the time. Um, but they opened up shops there. So I went over there, and then they were telling me about sativa. So I was like, this stuff gives you energy? I was like, I can't believe that. So no, I never had ever in my life found energy when I was actually when they couldn't find hash anymore when I was really young, and you could only find weed. I didn't like it because it made me burnt out. So of all things, because hash does make you burn out, but weed was even worse. But so I was really shocked when they told me this stuff gives you energy now, right? So I was like, all right, we'll try it. So I was one night I was up painting I was redoing my house. I don't know what this stuff was, but I was up 4 o'clock in the morning one night. Oh, it was Acapulco Gold, I think it was. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning painting. I couldn't sleep. And normally that's what time I'm waking up in the morning. So I think I'd been up for 24 hours. But I was still going. I couldn't believe it. I had to make myself shut down. So this stuff helped me. So, and this started, my birthday's the end of August. So, that's when this started. And then probably around November, I was thinking, I lost some weight. I feel like I lost some weight. I didn't own a scale. Go get a scale. I'm telling you right now, you need a scale. So I went and bought a scale. And I was at 300 pounds. So, hey. See, I can't, every time, no matter what, there's an interruption. It's usually her. That's Missy attacking everybody because she got a bone in front of her. But I had to take it from her yesterday. But anyway, so I was 297, and I was like, oh god, I gotta do something. I can't, there's no way I can keep going on like this. So I think January, I think it was, I'd lost 20 pounds by then. And I was so encouraged, felt so great. I think I lost about 20 pounds before I got the scale. Because, you've felt like you've lost some weight. So that's why, that's why I went and got it. Because I was like, I feel lighter and whatnot. So, so the scale was important. Because I got on the scale frequently. And, I'll tell you right now, losing 1 or 2 pounds a week is not going to work. You're going to have to stop eating and start moving. And what I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have a whole bunch of people tell me I'm wrong and it's not healthy and this and that. I don't care. being that big is not healthy. Okay, you have to do whatever you have to do to lose weight. And if you try to lose weight at 1-2 pounds a week, by the time you lose 40 pounds, you're talking 6 months later. Okay, there's no way that you're going to lose weight at that pace. Okay, you're going to gain that much weight back by that time. So you need a 20-pound fluctuation um throughout, like, to once you get to your goal weight, you need to be at a comfortable weight where you could be within that 10 pounds heavier or 10 pounds lighter and you're still comfortable. Okay, so um, you want a 20-pound, you want to be in the middle of a 20-pound gap. Okay, so mine is between 150 and 170 is where I want to be. So that's why, and right now I'm at the 170. I want to be less though, because I don't want to be at the maximum. So I want to be less than that. I want to have a 10-pound gap. If something happens and I'm laid up and I can't move around, I want to be able to gain 10 pounds and not make it difficult. Or if I lose 10 pounds, then I know there's something wrong and I got to get back on track. I'm not doing things right. So just, keep your scale, trust me. But you want to maintain a 10-pound radius, up or down, and that's easy to maintain your weight that way. Once you get to where you want to be, make yourself a 10-pound. Don't say I want to be 120 pounds, and be realistic. Okay, I have about 20 pounds. I wore this. I'm gonna stand up. I don't know if you can see in here. It's dark. I want to just need something light behind me. There's an apron here. Okay, and you're going to have that apron. In my country, I can get that removed, right? But there is like skin everywhere. Okay, there's a lot of some extra skin all over that when you sit down it all bunches up. But even standing up, I'm going to show you there's skin everywhere. But it's hard. It's easy to see. Oh, I need something light here. the thing up, the blanket. Can you see that? Okay, that is an apron. Like that'll all be gone. But that's what I'm talking about. You're going to have extra skin, and you need, I'll show you on my face, you need, watch, that skin is all gonna drop. Okay, especially if you're my age and you're that heavy, you're going to age. That's why movie stars don't come, once they gain weight, they don't come out because they don't want to lose weight, because they don't want to look old. They're really self-conscious about how they look. They really don't care. I know who I am, and if you love me for who I am, and if you don't, I tried. Oh well. There's people who do. So, I don't worry about those who don't, and I'm as real as you're gonna get. And I don't believe in charging people for this, because, you know what, I suffered my whole life chasing the diet miracle. And this pill would work, and that pill. And don't sign up for anything that Dr. Oz's face is on, because it's a bunch of crap. All of it. They use Dr. Oz's face for everything. And he does promote stuff on his show. He's getting paid to promote this stuff. Okay, so Dr. Oz is nothing more than a paid advertiser. He's one of those, same thing as like those, what do you call those? They used to, I don't know. I don't watch TV, so the late night, they used to have them on the late night. You could order and buy stuff on what do you call them? I can't even think of the name, but anyway, the advertising shows. But that's actually what he does, only he's turned it into a talk show, because all the stuff that they're all weight loss ads. Now the 21-day fix I'm actually seen on his show. Okay, so it was all over the place, so I went looking for information on it, and it was coming up on his show. I've seen the show, I watched everything on it. He was promoting it. I looked into it. I couldn't afford it. I'm on disability. I can't move. I can't walk, and I got 2 kids to feed. There's a house to pay for. There's no way I could afford the system, and I'm in Canada, so it's even more to send the stuff to Canada. So I did find on eBay the cups. So I thought you had to have the cups, the little portion things, right? You don't. You just need measuring cups, really, because you can find the equivalency online. But what's even better, this is one of the, I'm going to show you this box I made, because these are some of the things I'm going to be doing on this channel as I make stuff. So I made this box, okay? Now, I'm going to make a planner, but it's different than this one. This one has a drawer in the bottom just to hold extra stuff. I made it with a little spoon for the handle, but I made it, it's a recipe box, okay? So, and you just, and it makes it more fun. You don't have to make a recipe box, but I'm just saying do something to make this more enjoyable for you. This helped having this organized. Recipes organized, having a planner, but I'm just a crafter and do everything on the extreme, so uh, I made the box. You flip the lid open, the lid works as a recipe holder. The recipes, I made little file folders, recipe just sits right there, right? And then whatever. But there's these recipes, all of them, I'll show you the inside of the box in a second, are from Beachbody's website. Okay, so this one I made last night, actually. This is one of my favorites. Now, what I did was, often takes 2 cards to print though. I put the recipe right onto recipe cards. I'm a little like OCD and obsessed with crafting and stuff. I did this years ago. When I wanted to get healthy. This was before I lost the weight. This was when I lost the 40 pounds, last 40 pounds, gained 60 back. It discouraged me. However, the food was good, and food is healthy. So what I did was I made these cards, and on the back of them, I put the picture on it so I know what it is. Otherwise, because I'm visual, I need to see what it is. Otherwise, I won't remember what this was, right? But then I wrote on there that's one of my favorites. It is one of my favorites. But on the back, they have, that's just one thing I like about their recipes. Let me see if I can show you that. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see, and the screen's very small on this phone, so I don't know how well I'll hold it for a second. But it shows you, like the portion, how much nutrition's in the portions, and how much is a portion, which is important. Now, the measuring cups, like the green and the purple, are 1 cup. Most of the meals are like a green or a purple, so it's 1 cup for most of the meals that they have. So it's pretty easy to figure these portions out. But the thing is they have them. So that's what you need to get down to, what a normal portion is. So the easiest way I found, now, I had to stop. Here, I'll show you what I did here. I made like 3 compartments. I made these books too. Actually, I made these. This is a good idea. I made these for, oh, everything just fell out of it. Hold on. I've been banged all over the place in my moves and the notebooks. The little these things. Like list pads came off the backings, the cardboard. Whoops, that just hit the ground. But the list pad goes there, and a note on this side, and a notepad goes there. And then like there's post-its here, and this was what I put in here, or what do you call those, flags and post-its. But this was what I used for doing my meal planning. I would make my shopping list here. I would organize what I had and what I was going to cook on here, make my shopping list for the week. So, but like I just had fun with it. I made the box and started having fun with it, so it made it a little more enjoyable for me. But because I like doing this stuff, but I can't even get it all back in there, so we'll do that after. But this was the thing, and this is what I'm gonna make for you guys. I make disc bound books like this. This is actually, I found the 21-day fix, and I'm not going to show you any of that because I found it online. I don't even remember where. It's been years and years. But I did get it, I did print it because I was going to try this, but I didn't follow it because I didn't like, it was just unrealistic. It was not going to work. But I did have it printed, so I'm not going, it could be work for you, but it didn't work for me. So, not the way. But what I did was, this planner is from, I've kept this in here to show you guys. This is what I started with. This planner is from Happy Planner, this one. And this is a disc bound. I know it looks like a binder, but it's not. It's a sleeve. Feel that here, I'll just take it out. It's just a cover that the Happy Planner sits in. So I bought the workout one, the exercise, the health one, okay, and that's what it is. It is just like health stuff. Is that right? No, that's I go and open to a monthly spread, right? Okay, so there's what it is. Okay, the Happy Planner, but it just has what you eat and stuff on here, okay, and then exercise and that stuff, right? So that's all that's on these pages, though. So is there even water intake on there? I think there is. Yes, the water's on there. But I design planners. So what I do is give you, I don't want you to have to run back and forth from book to book. I'm making a planner where you can plan as well in it. So you can keep your agenda, what you need to do for the day, and what you ate. I may make it a 2-page spread, an option, and just a 1-page spread option. And then there'll be different options whether you want to bind it in like different size books. Like you can download whatever size book you want, but it'll have you'll be able to record your meals, exercise, water, everything, right? And also have planning and meal planning. I'm gonna also include too. I have meal planners I've designed already. So I will be giving these. Not these. This one is a Happy Planner, but I left it in here to show you what Happy Planner was like. They give you a monthly calendar, and then they give you that. And in the back, but what I did was I had put like the regular. When was this from? I'll tell you how old this was. Let's see. I think this is 2016. Something like that, or 20. I can't remember. It's an old planner. This is what? Oh, it was undated, this one, I think. Or, let me think. Let me see. $2017 it was. 2017. So if you put my glasses on, I can see stuff. But anyway, I reuse calendars sometimes anyway. I just renumber them and put. I have a 10,000 million stickers. That didn't sound right, did it? But you know what I mean. Anyway, I have tons of stickers and all kinds of planners. I make planners, so I have all this crap. And then so I can redo planners, but I don't usually throw them out. I'll reuse them. I don't. No point in me making a new one when I change planners every other day anyway. I'm in the middle of setting one up right now. I may even videotape that. Watching me set up my planner. I need to get it organized though. But anyway, I made all Beachbody. Not all of them. I took out a whole bunch. There's a lot of stuff I know I won't eat. Seafood I won't eat. I don't like shrimp. So a lot of things I'm not going to eat, so I didn't bother printing them out. But I printed out just like a sheet on they give you an option to print the recipe. I have a binder here actually beside me, and recipes are here for my regular home cooking. But hearty cooking. But anyway, yeah, I just printed them out and I tried them. As I tried them, I put them in here. So I would put them in a file on my computer and design a new card for them. So I pretty much tried and went through most. They've got a lot more even now though. I should take a little gander through there one day and look at most recents over the last few years, because they've gotten lots. But at the time I'd gone through everything they had, and I was 2017, and gone through a lot. These are all still on the website, because sometimes I don't even bother going looking for this. And this was in storage for quite a while with all the rest of this stuff. And I would just go online, look. I know which one I want. I go online, look for the recipe, and pull it up on my phone. But so you don't need to print them out. It's something that helps. Like having a journal and planner helps keep you honest, keeps you on track, and it gives you something to look at and see your progress also, and it will encourage you. If you're making progress, it will encourage you. If you're not making progress, it could either discourage you or kick you in the ass to get you going. And that's why I say get a scale, because then you know whether you get on it every other day, at least every couple of days, get on that scale. Now, the number one thing you need to do right now, and this has been a long video, but I'm over an hour already, so I'll try to there was so many things I want to talk about, but we will in other videos too on weight loss. But what I'll do is I'll make notes. I'm going to go through all my videos, because I've been making all kinds and keep getting interrupted. So I don't even remember what I've talked about half the time. But I'll go through and make videos, and notes for the videos. And I'm going to be doing, right now I'm trying to get everything off the iPhone, so I can use that phone to record. I can't believe this phone just cracked on me. But and the screen's junk. The only reason I paid for this phone was to have its inside screen. I hardly ever use it to begin with, and now it just cracked opening it. And I have had a protector on it this whole time too. The original that came with the phone, the protector is on the screen. So I fix phones. However, I taught my son how to fix phones because, like I said, I can't see no more. No screws are, they're so tiny. But anyway, I can fix it, but why should I have to? I just paid all that money for this phone and it breaks already, and the battery's no good, it's junk. So like, is it worth fixing? So we'll see. I don't know. Apparently, even in good condition, the phone's not even worth $800 now. So in the States, you're probably like, what are you talking about? Those numbers are crazy. I'm in Canada, so that's much different up here. But yeah, prices are ridiculous here, and so for everything. But sorry, I keep touching my face. My hair keeps tickling me today. I get little curlies, flyaways everywhere. What was I just gonna say? Oh yes, I want you to first cut your food intake in half. And they tell me you can't do that. You can do that, and I did it very quickly. Okay, here's what you're gonna do, and I've probably told you this already. Take your food. Okay, let's say you have a hamburger and French fries. Okay, you have to eat everything healthy. Okay, so when you're in a hurry and you're dealing with kids and your kid's favorite meal is McDonald's, so I shouldn't be promoting anybody, but it's true. Every kid loves a Happy Meal. So if you're going along with the kids and you have a burger and fries, try eating just half the burger and half the fries. I know the fries might taste like crap in a half hour, but just try. The burger will be fine. Just try eating only half of it. In a half hour, go back to the other half. And if you're still hungry, but I guarantee you're not hungry, but you have to stop eating until you're full. It's not healthy and it weighs you down and it makes you lethargic, everything. So don't eat until you're full, and you have to get out of the mindset that we're always taught to finish your plate. You do not have to finish your plate. Start getting used to leaving food on your plate, even if you're still hungry. Leave a couple bites on your plate. Okay, so and try to get used to that and wrap your head around doing that, because that's believe it or not, psychologically, that's a big deal, and that was hard for me to do, was leave a couple bites, and especially if something I loved. And I'll get to changing what you ate, and because I did, I strictly only ate a few things while I was trying to lose the weight, because they're fat burners, and I'll get into that. Yeah, I don't know if you want me to get into that right now, but I could, but this is gonna make this video really long, right? So maybe I think I'll just do another one, and I'll make notes because I've talked about these in other videos that I've recorded already. I'm terrible at recording, and this phone, like I said, the battery dies all the time, so I'll plug it in and turn it upside down, and it looks like I'm recording fine, and it's not. The video comes out upside down, or the dogs start going off, or the phone interrupted, or whatever. So and then like I said, I have ADHD, so I go off on these tangents, yakking all the time. But this is an important subject, so if you think the video's too long, I apologize. But there's so many things I want to talk about here. I don't want you going out and paying for this and that and buying stuff that's unhealthy for you. And to begin with, like they're pushing this stuff as miracle drug, you're gonna lose weight doing this. Don't, you know. And these machines I see, I don't know how healthy they are. I see these machines, electrodes and stuff. I don't really want to put electricity in my body. I tell you right now, I'm already having enough issues picking up my phones. Okay, when I pick up my phones, I feel radiation now. I don't know why. I get like pain. I had my phone laying on my chest the other day, and literally was causing me pain on my sitting there. And then the same thing happened to me the following day. That's how I knew it was my phone. It was laying like here on my hip. Like the front, not my hip where I had surgery, but in the front area, and it was starting to hurt. And it's almost like the radiation. This phone here I'm recording on, it's almost like the radiation was just like buzz at me, right? And I know radiation's not healthy to be around you. Your devices and stuff shouldn't be on, like when you're sleeping things. So these new, my mom bought some machine that you stand on and vibrates you. I don't know that like there was a machine, a belt thing that you used to use back in the day, but I mean this thing's literally working off, I don't know, vibrate. It's not plugged into anything, so I don't know what it's running off, but I don't even know. I don't know what it makes it work, so it makes me nervous. I don't like electronic stuff going through my body, so like these electronic TENS machines and stuff like that, I don't I'm not into that. I don't know how safe they are, and I'm not about putting electricity through me. So I'm, I like being healthy. If you give your body the nutrition it needs, it will heal itself for most times. So I mean, I'm about being healthy. I give myself extra vitamins because I know my body's not absorbing certain vitamins, certain things, or depleting my body of certain things as I get older. Um, you're just it's nature. So like Suzanne Summers was into bioidenticals, and it's a real thing. You go in, if you can afford it, and you can find a doctor who does it. They can match your what your body's lacking, and help you feel much more youthful. You're not gonna be at 20 years old again, but you'll feel much better. You'll be healthier. Your hair will be better. Your heart will be better. So I really wish I could afford to do that because I would do that. And I do. I don't know if people have mixed feelings on it. For the most part, everybody I've talked to ever got into it loved it. They thought great things about it. And look at Suzanne Summer; she was beautiful. And then look how right up until she was old, and she was like wow. But I can't remember how old she was. But anyway, I mean, there's your body needs nutrition. Okay, it needs to be healthy also, but you can't live off chocolate, but you can eat chocolate, but you have to give it healthy stuff too. Like, for instance, I'll take quinoa over rice. Get used to quinoa. I'll take quinoa over rice or like pasta and stuff any day. This is what I made last night. Actually, this stuff was really good. Here, but no, those are broccoli tots. I don't know where I put it now. Is it here? Yeah, right here. This stuff was quinoa, chicken, asparagus, carrots. And it calls for peas. I don't like peas, so I put green beans in it. I've put corn in it before. Corn doesn't digest. Corn just goes right through you, but it tastes good. But um, you can put it spring vegetables basically, but you can put anything in it. But asparagus, I love asparagus, but it makes your pee stink the next day. But you know, I love this is one of my favorite meals they have, and it's very good for you. Um, they have another chicken and sautéed mushrooms. Like there's all kinds of things. I've just made a whole bunch of roasted vegetables, all orange vegetables. And one of the healthiest things you can eat for cancer and stuff to fight cancers and antioxidants are orange vegetables. And I made a whole thing, a big huge bowl full of them, and bagged them up, threw them in the freezer. So I just grabbed, and I made meatloaf the other day, and cut that up. What else did I make? I made pulled pork. Okay, I put them in little servings. So you're gonna learn to eat different. You cannot stop. You have to stop eating with the family, and unless your family's willing to eat the way you are. Mine wasn't. I had a house full of men, boys, and they did not want anything to do with healthy. They didn't, and I can't force it on them. This is my problem, not theirs. They're used to eating a certain way their whole life, and I made hearty foods. I was on a budget and had to feed everybody, right? So I made like shepherd's pies and lasagnas and pastas and like all kinds of things that were heavy foods. Um, but those things, like I mean, I cooked every day. But those things are no good for people like you and me who have weight problems. So you have to stop eating with the family, basically. And then you're going to make your own meals, and you're going to eat when you're going to stop eating for the sake of eating and eat when you're hungry, not eat because you have to eat. If you have I'm anemic, so um, there's times my blood sugar drops and I have to eat, but I often go and grab chocolate when my blood sugar drops because it brings my blood sugar back up the fastest. But as soon as I stop shaking and my adrenaline stops rushing, I go and eat properly. But I'm bad for not eating properly because I'm on the go all the time. And that's what ends up happening. You have to tell yourself to go eat. I did eat breakfast today, but I haven't eaten lunch, but I am going to eat dinner. So very soon. So what time is it? No, not soon. Probably around 4 o'clock. I don't know. I'll eat dinner around 4 o'clock or something, but because I go to bed really early. But I don't like eating too late, and that's another thing I'm trying to get more into, a nighttime routine. And like I want to do work. This is going to be my work. Whatever. you're gonna see it all here. I'm gonna be because I'm gonna be doing a lot of things through Etsy, so I'm gonna do it on YouTube and sell it through Etsy. But I also like the van. People want to know what I do about this van. That's a big deal. So I'll bring that out here. But the main thing is I really want to help people get healthy and lose weight and not have to go through all the crap I went through to get to a certain point, because it's really movement. You have to move regardless. Like now I just found out I can't swim with the hip replacement. Well, I have a titanium hip put in, right? They had to put a titanium in. My hip was so bad. So I found out apparently you sink. So I'll find that out when I go find out. Talk to the doctor is one of my questions. Am I going to sink? Because I love swimming. But swimming is a great form of exercise. If you got access to a pool and you can swim often, do that. That's you don't even feel any pain or anything like that. But dancing, seriously, start dancing and start getting. And if the music doesn't get you up dancing, then you don't have it up loud enough. And if it disturbs other people, get headphones. But that you really need to move, and that's the easiest way to move and exercise. Especially if you're not used to exercise, especially if your bones aren't used to it. And you move everything, part of your body when you're dancing. Like every part moves in exercises. So it is the easiest thing to do. I don't want you to have to pay. There's a girl on Facebook. If you can afford her, go ahead, dance along with her. But you don't need to pay her, because that's all she's doing is dancing. You can find people on YouTube who salsa dance. Even I think that's what she does, salsa dancing. Salsa dancing is just a figure eight, by the way. Well, most dancing, you can move your hips and do a figure eight. You can dance to anything. So practice that. If you want to learn how to dance, do that. Practice moving your hips in a figure eight, and you'll dance to anything. The belly dancer taught me that. And then when you think you can dance, you dance. When you think you're great, you ever notice when you're alone how much better you dance than you do when you're in front of somebody? It's fun to dance. Dancing makes you happy. That's the other thing you got to learn. I've gone through so much depression for the last number of years, but I'm still happy. Like I have my moments. I've been through it, but I don't stay depressed. I turn the music on, And but I've been through hell and back, and if you want to read my book, you'll read about it, because I'm writing a book about it. You couldn't write this book. Nobody believe it. I'm not kidding you. Nobody believe what I've been through, but it's true, and there's evidence and there's records of some of it. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna write about it, and but my thing is to help you guys with, number one, whether you want to go out into the van, okay? Because I've been all over this. So van life, but weight loss, and then crafting. It's also gonna be like I like I've said, I'm Martha Stewart. I don't know if I've even done it on one of these videos, because I've done so many. I call myself the Martha Stewart of the hood, because I do it all. I grow plants. I love gardening. I'm Italian. They do everything. And I do all kinds of crafts. You name it, I do it. Like I build Victorian dollhouses. I make journals, but I make planners. I'm learning embroidering and making lace right now. Going back to my roots, I'm making lace with a needle. Like it's pretty intricate, but there's so many things I do. I haven't painted and drawn in years. I do paint, water paint, and paint like little. I do all kinds of little paintings, like this little guy or something, like here I made. I'll show you. Like I made like this stupid thing, and this I made years ago. Birdhouses up there. There's stuff all over the place I make. There's journals and whatnot. But like here's my book I'm working out of now. But I took this book and blinged it. Oh, everything just fell out of it. But I blinged it right up, like. So I mean, all the papers just fell out that I wanted to transfer into there. But yeah, like I just have to be creative all the time, and the best way for me to survive is to do something creative. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make journals and planners and stuff. But for the weight loss, like I said, if you're following my videos, the only way you're gonna know that it's for free is if you're following these videos anyway. So because I'm not going to be advertising that anywhere that they're free, but there'll be an email down below, so just click the email and or copy, save the email. I'm gonna make it easy. I'm gonna try. Um, uh, I'm gonna try with an email something like questions for Sharon Lee. Um, so something simple so you guys will remember. Um, questions for Sharon Lee at Gmail or something like that. So it'll be. I'm hoping I don't have to add numbers to it, and they'll just let me use an email address like that. It'll. I will know because I'm recording before I'm doing it. So, but it'll be below whatever it is, and you guys can just ask me questions through that, and I'll put it in the weight loss. Well, actually, any video I'm giving, like the van videos too, even I'll put them down below. You guys can ask me questions there as well. That's gonna be strictly all that email is for, is you guys to ask me stuff. Um, so, like I don't have them on right now, but I even do my nails like very long nails. um, I got sick of waiting during COVID and having my nails. Now they're really thin, so and it's driving me crazy. But because of the crafts I'm gonna do, I don't have one on yet. But like I mean, there's so many things I do. It's unreal. Probably because of my ADHD. But this week I've been down and out. I'm sick. but but that's what you're gonna need to start doing this week anyway. Cut your food in half. I know I've talked forever and I haven't even gotten to the point. Well, I did. I want you to move. I want you to start with music this week. Those are the two things you're going to do. Get your playlist set up and put on some headphones or whatever you need. And get a little Bluetooth speaker, whatever gets you going. If it's not loud enough, get a louder one. You get headphones, turn them up. And then I don't care if you have to even use the wired headphones. Go get a cheap pair at the dollar store and use them for now. Just be able to turn the music up loud. And cut your food in half. Just try it. You don't have to starve yourself. You can eat the other half if you need to, but just eat half of it and then wait. And if after half hour you're still hungry, then go ahead and eat it. But almost 9 times out of 10 you won't be still hungry. You'll be satisfied, and you won't. If you go off and do something else, you won't even think about that food. Okay, I seriously was no problem. It took me about a week. I just had to keep wrapping my head around it, and that I didn't need to clear my plate. That was the big thing, that I don't have to eat everything on my plate. And then there was the issue of wasting food. I gave it to my son. I have boys around to eat. Then one of my boys, I left the city and moved to another, like 3 hours away from my boys. I had a friend who come over and eat everything for me, but it doesn't. Anytime he'd come and get the food for me. So, but phone calls coming in. But anyway, I better go charge this phone up actually for the other videos. But that's what I want you to start with now. And then I'm going to like I said, I'm going to put my email address. I'm going to start a group, but not yet. I have too many things going on to manage a group right now, Facebook group, but we will. But for the meantime, if you just have questions, because I get sidetracked in the like the emails for the YouTube, and then it moves them all around on me, and I don't know why they don't just keep putting them in order, because I don't know who I've answered and who I haven't. So comments I'll try to get through, but I really have a hard time with the comment. I'm only halfway through the comments, and I get distracted by something and never get back to it. So, but the emails, I will check them off as I can see that I've done the email and respond to it, right? So that's easier for me. So especially if it's all just in one spot, and then I can set that up for notifications too. So I don't get any notifications from YouTube. I don't know. I have tried to, like, how do you know when somebody's left a comment? I don't know how to get notifications for that. If I turn it on, it starts giving me notifications for every video I've ever liked in my life. So I don't want that. I don't know how to control just what. I haven't got to that. They changed everything on YouTube on me since the last time I used it. So I have to go in and like learn everything all over again. So I will, but there's, like I said, I just moved into this place. I got so much going on. Then I had a hip replacement, and I just had to unpack, and now I'm trying to get business set up. So we will, and I have a bus too. Don't forget, I have the bus I still have to deal with. So I have a lot going on. I'm sure everybody's got a lot going on, but I'm trying to get it all together right now, and then keep on track. So that's what I'm working actually on, keeping on track. Because of the ADHD, I'm all over the place. That's another thing we discuss is that because I just found out in the last 5 years that I have it. So I didn't really realize, and I have boys that have it, and my ex had it, my kid's father had it, and I didn't realize till they were all gone that I have it too. So I mean, I always associated growing up with this a girl thing. So like I said, but yeah, like it was like, wow, you know what? And all I did was get frustrated with them all the time because of it, and then I had to come to the realization, and this is me too. But and I was like, did I just learn this from them? And then I had to think back to my childhood. No, I really did have a hard time concentrating my whole life. So, and I'm all over the place. Like, it's seriously, see a squirrel and you're off and running. It's not a joke. I can't get to the kitchen without stopping and doing something from one room to the other. I can't. It's just I get distracted by everything along the way. So and that's one of the reasons I'm getting rid of everything too. That's one of the reasons I liked van life, was because I thought I was overwhelmed by stuff. So, but we'll get into all. I just wanted to touch on what also is going on with my channel, because if you're just expecting weight loss videos and you see all this other stuff, I do all kinds of stuff. So they're all going to come up. But I'd like right now, these videos are going to be long because I'm just trying to update whatever's interesting you. Like, this is the weight loss one, the van one. I'll do the same thing. I'm going to talk about what's been going on. Probably there and more. If you want to be nosy, know what I've been up to, watch the van video, because I'll go into more detail about what's been going on in that one. But it'll be the update video. But this is the weight loss one. And then I'm going to do this tip on this makeup stuff, this makeup tip that every guru is going to steal off me, I guarantee it. And then, because I don't do makeup, I don't care if they steal it off me, but you heard it here first. No, I'm kidding. But I don't care. Martha Stewart stole my cupcake template. Nothing can piss me off more than that. But anyway, there's another story. So anyway, yeah, I'll get even with her. I'm no Martha Stewart of the hood. No, but so we will do everything. I do it all. I'm not kidding you. I do all kinds of stuff. So and people want to learn stuff. You believe it or not, people like to learn, and I don't care if I talk forever. You'll learn something from me. If you don't learn about weight loss, you'll learn something else in my videos too. So you might want to watch them all. But I have to drink. I talk too much, but. And I say, what, I don't, you can comment all you want, I know what I do, again, see, but we're gonna lose weight, that's the main thing, I'll help you, don't worry, just listen to me, but get your mindset, number one, about getting up, move, even if you have to set a timer on your phone for every 15 minutes, do it, move, all the time, move as much as you can, even if you're at work, do it. Stand up. If you have to type on a computer, get a desk riser, if you have to. I have one over there I just use for around the house. But they're not a lot of money. You can request your most places you can request your employment to get you one, because it's causing you whatever problems, right? Get a desk riser, and you can lower it if you need to, and raise it up when you need to stand up. A lot of companies actually want you to have something like that, so they don't have problems with compensation down the road for your back problems from sitting all day long. So that's another reason to encourage your boss to maybe get you a desk riser if you're sitting all day at work. But that is the thing. Get up as often as you can. And then the meals. I want you to stop. I want you to eat just half for now. And then wait. You don't have to starve yourself. Eat the other half if you want to. Just wait. And see if you need it. Alright, I talked way too much, and I think I probably told you the same thing 25 times. But that's how I roll, so I'm sorry I'm long-winded. Maybe I'm not for you, but I hope you follow along, because there's lots to learn from me, even though I talk too much. Maybe just fast forward. Oh well, but with weight, there's so many things to learn, so just listen. I got always little tricks and stuff. I've learned it. I'm doing it my whole life. Alright, talk to you later. Thanks for watching. What are you supposed to do? Like, comment, subscribe, I don't know, whatever you gotta do to make my algorithms work. So you guys will find me. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.